Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to show you all the details of the new Peugeot e-2008. So this is the fully electric version, just like the name says. You can get this car with the petrol or diesel engine, but today we are focusing on this one. So when you unlock it, you are greeted with this crazy illumination of the daytime running LEDs, and you can actually turn on the lights on this switch on your key, which I'm gonna do right now. So how can you tell that this is the electric version? There are actually unique features of the electric one, and I'm gonna show you them right now. So first of all, you do have the new front grille. It's actually in the same color as the body of the car, so this lovely white color, and you have the different pattern here on the grille itself, as well as the new logo. I mean, the new colors on this logo. So you see this greenish element here. Peugeot also claims that this can be blue when you look at it from certain angles. Right now during the daylight it does look more greenish, but when you see during the night, you can see also the blue elements. So this is a very cool feature in my opinion. This is the second trim, it's called Allure, and then above that you also get the GT line and GT, but I think this Allure actually looks rather nice. So you do have a sporty bumper and you do have the LED lights, which are actually very nice. Of course, on the GT line you get a bit of a different illumination here, so a bit of a different LED lights. They call them the full LED lights, but yeah, I think this is also very nice. I believe that this looks sporty enough with this bumper, and you also have these radars here for the safety systems. And let us now move on to the side of the car. 4.3 meters is the length of the car, and then the wheelbase is 2.6 meters. It is increased compared to the predecessor, and I say predecessor because of course we did get the first generation of the 2008, only it didn't have the electric one. So this is actually the first electric version of the 2008. Let's focus on the design here. So you do have the beautiful 17-inch wheels, dual tone, sort of like a diamond cut finish. Personal favorites probably for this car if you ask me. And yeah, because they do look great and still gives you a lot of comfort, because these tires are big, so 215 60 R17, so you will get comfort ride, but also you will get the looks. So I think a big thumb up for them. Then these wheel arches of course are in plastic, that makes it more robust. And one detail that you can also see and that represents the electric version is this. So you do have the E lettering on the side. I do love this strong design lines. They go and they divide, and this on the doors. So yeah, it's beautiful. And as you can see, the car is constantly locking and unlocking itself, because when you go away, the car immediately locks itself. So that's a good thing. But right now when we are filming, it does this all the time. So I'm gonna unlock it now, and you will see this cool illumination of the 3D LED light that we have at the back. Beautiful design. Look at this. I am a huge fan of those. We also have the similar ones on the smaller 208, and yeah, I'm a big fan of them. They are connected with this gloss black part, and this is actually the same thing with the 208, and I think I love this new design that Peugeot is using. This also goes very well with the bright color such as this one. So if you take the black one, then you don't get this in full glory, I would say. And well, yeah, tell me in the comments, how do you like the design? Of course, down there we don't have the exhausts, since this is the fully electric one. And I will also show you this new logo. As you see this green elements. We also have the parking camera, and then this is how you know that it's an electric version. So you do have the E-2008 lettering. And let us now check out the trunk, which is actually impressive, because you do get 434 liters of space. So have in mind, this is the electric version, but you still get big trunk, which is a thumb up from me. And then you also have this second floor, which you can use for your cables. So cable for home charging, and this is the cable that I use now in the parking garage. And well, yeah, this is rather practical. You do get only one light here though, and yeah, You can also, of course, fold the seats, and then you get 1467 liters of storage space. So that's really good. As I said, have in mind that this car does have the batteries down, so this is good for electric car. Let's also talk about this. As you can see, the car unlocked itself as soon as I came closer to it with the key, of course. And now this is where you charge it. Of course, DC charging, you get 100 kilowatts, and the AC charging 11 kilowatts. You also have this, so when you charge it, this will be blinking. And well, yeah, that's about it when we talk about the exterior. And now let's check out the design inside. And when you open the door, you are greeted with this very modern and very unique interior. So you will not see this in any other car manufacturers. So it's only, you know, specific to the Peugeot, and I love what they are doing with it. Let's start with the doors. So you do have this imitation of the carbon fiber here. I am a fan of that. Moving on, you do have gloss black elements with this gray also. And here, of course, are your switches for the windows, then for the mirrors, door handle, and then the door pockets are actually big and practical, because you see this, this actually makes your bottle stand in one position when you are driving, so that's good. Now the seats, they are standard, but look at this. So you have the blue pattern. I love, you know, how they thought about the, you know, some elements like that. And also they are actually very, very comfortable. So they don't have the lumbar support, but still you can drive for hours without any problems. I actually drove it for hours yesterday. I'm really a big fan of those seats. Now, of course, the main talk is gonna be about this steering wheel. Tell me in the comments, guys, how do you like it? I'm a huge fan of it. Let's start the car, and you do it by pressing this start engine button. Of course, no sound, you just have this, let's call it like a beeping sound, so that you know that you actually turned on the car. And well, yeah, you are greeted with the real digitalization. As you can see, we have a digital cockpit as well as the digital touchscreen in the middle. Let's start with this cockpit. So this is the i-cockpit, as Peugeot says, and yeah, this is the 3D one. You actually have 3D shape of the dials and of various things that are available in front of you. So some of these, you know, switches and things appear closer to you, and others appear, you know, further away. Of course, in the camera you can never see it clearly actually, so definitely best way is to just you know, go to the car dealership and check it out for yourself, because it's really, really impressive and among my favorite features of this car actually. So definitely go check that out. Now the small steering wheel with the flat bottom, in my opinion, great choice. You have really good feeling behind the steering wheel, and the steering is light, and I think really you will enjoy, you know, driving with this one. But this is actually a love it or hate it thing. So I've heard various comments. Some people love it, some people don't. I'm a big fan. Reminds me of like a sports car or go-kart feeling when you are driving with this small one. So tell me in the comments, you know, what is your opinion on that. Let's also focus on this screen right now. This is actually an option. So on the Allure trim, you would get 7-inch as standard. And then this is the 10-inch one with the navigation, which is an option that I would recommend you to go for, because it looks awesome, especially in combination with the digital cockpit, which does come as standard here with the Allure trim. Then materials, actually soft touch here on the dashboard. Then you have the sort of like this imitation of carbon fiber, interesting design of the air vents on both sides, and then the air vents in the middle are beneath this screen. What you could also get are the ambient lights, which would go all the way here and on your left side as well. Unfortunately, the Allure trim doesn't have them. You need to go for the GT line in order to get them, or maybe you can order them you know, as an extra on this trim. Have that in mind, maybe go for those, as that looks very impressive during the night. Now this is the panel for the main functions of the infotainment system. I'll go through that in a moment. Let's just focus on this main bridge right now. You do have a wireless charger inside, as well as the USB-A and USB-C port here. And well, that's cool, because I need this one, for example. Maybe some of you will need this one. Good to have them both. And let's actually close this. Additional storage space is here, as well as the 12-volt power outlet. Now we've come to this spaceship style of the gear lever. It's actually a very cool one, a very modern one. Looks like it came from a spaceship, I would say. And among my personal favorites when it comes to design of the gear lever, if we can even talk about that. And you go to drive like this, neutral, reverse, and then park. If you go to reverse, you have the rear view camera, and you can have a bunch of views, 180 view, zoom view, and auto mode. That's the best one, so you can also get this icon of the car and then what's behind you down there. So that's easy to use and maneuver, I think. And I also need to mention the B mode. So you see this, when you put this towards you, you activate the B mode, which is the mode for maximum recuperation. And then when you release the throttle, you know, the car will brake, but not as strong as some other EVs. So you cannot, for example, drive with one pedal, unlike some other EVs. Some people love it. Some people want, you know, to drive just with one pedal and have even more recuperation. So tell me in the comments, what are your thoughts on that? I do love the fact that they decided to go for this sort of like a satin finish on the side and not this gloss black, because yeah, well, this will not get scratches that easily. We do have the electronic parking brake, as well as the switch for the driving modes. So you actually have the 3 driving modes. Let's actually focus right now. Okay. Normal, sport, and eco. And when you change those, you actually feel the difference in the throttle response. In the eco mode, you don't have all the power available, and then in the sport mode, immediate power, and yeah, very actually a fast acceleration when you are in the sport mode. This armrest is nice because it can be extended like this, and you can also pull it up, get some additional storage space. This is, for example, for your coins. Let me also show you the glove box, which is okay. And now I think it's time to focus on this infotainment system. You actually don't have like a home menu. You only have the menu for each of these things that are available here on the panel. So let's start with the radio. List is here. You can, of course, adjust it and slide it like this. Another thing that is, of course, possible are the options. So, for example, you can check out the audio settings, bus, and stuff like that can be adjusted on this, but I'm not going to do it right now. Just want to let you know that that is available. Then the second thing is the AC. So, the AC is controlled with this, and I'm actually going to turn it on. Let's put it to 23 degrees actually. Adjust the air blower here and then the temperature here, but you can also use the voice command if you don't like to touch this. You just press this.
To begin, say a command after the tone.
Increase temperature.
Temperature changed.
You see, it increased the temperature, so you can use the voice command for functions like this. And then, of course, the AC options are as well here if you want to change some additional things. Third thing is the navigation. So navigation is here. It's actually got a very nice 3D shape of the buildings. I don't know if you see it now. You can see it actually. It's fully zoomed in. And yeah, here is, for example, the cathedral and some other very nice buildings here in my hometown, Zagreb. And you can also get the charging stations, which is always nice to see. And yeah, actually I charge it on this one tonight. Yeah, I think navigation is very good. You can actually change the view here, so 3D, 2D, or you can have two-dimensional screen with the list of stations. And actually when you do this, this actually tells you how much you can travel with your current status of the battery. As you can see, we do have almost fully charged one. And let's go back to 3D. And yeah, I think the navigation is very good. You can also do some of the additional settings here. So map color, whether you want, to be in the day mode or the night mode. Let's actually put it to night mode. It's nicer, I think. Let's go back actually to this menu. This is the menu for the car, and you can adjust the parking sensor, traction control, stuff like that. And the vehicle settings can also be adjusted here. Parking, you see, for example, rear wiper, when you go to reverse, it's on. And then headlights can also be adjusted, welcome home function, door unlock for the driver, stuff like that. Safety systems, so this car does have the active safety brake. It's on right now, recommended speed limit, driver attention warning, and traffic sign recognition. All are available, and you adjust them on this safety settings. Connectivity, you can of course connect it with the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you also have the Peugeot app where you can also see the status of your charging and stuff like that. And the last one here is this like battery flow, and you actually see your batteries and your electric motor and recuperation of the energy, everything during the drive. So of course on a point of view drive, I'll show you that, so go check that out also if you haven't already. Then you can get the statistics, the charging, everything can be seen in this. And I love this view of the car. Of course, when you are using the battery, then this panel start to shut down. I mean, the illumination starts to shut down, so you can actually see how much of a battery you have also by this. But what I would love to see is actually the exact percentage, because look at this, the battery, just like a fuel gauge, so there's no exact percentage. I mean, you can clearly see now that we are probably more than 90%, but I mean, I would love to know exactly. Only when you charge it, then you get how much of percentage you are currently on. So that could be changed in my opinion. And yeah, those were all the functions here of the infotainment. And you have also maybe noticed that on your left and on your right you do have this is the preset, which is always on, for you to easily use the AC. That's of course the main thing with this. And then you also have the general settings for the car. You can also turn off the screen if you don't want distractions during the night, for example. You just press it again to open it and turn it on. Actually, a bunch of settings available as well here. And that's about it when we talk about these this infotainment system. So as I said, these panels for the main functions, and then this is for your AC. Switch it off, maximum blow, and this is gonna be crazy. Okay, we don't want that. Anyway, hazard lights, and I love the fact that they put these indicators here, so not on the screen itself. You see that you can even put the hand here. And yeah, let's turn them off. Lock, unlock button, and defrost off your windows. Also, the volume knob is still here. And now we will focus on this i-cockpit. So the 3D i-cockpit, you actually change the view with this. Actually, let's check out all the possibilities. Let's start with the dials. So dials is a classic view which you would have on a normal car, so the petrol or diesel, and then you would have the revs. Since this is the electric car, maybe this screen isn't the best one, but you do get this electric dial here, so for the charge, eco, and power, and that tells you when you are charging the battery, for example when you are braking. Moving on to the second option of and second view, let's call it like that, driving. You do have the driving modes here, and then on your right you still have this power, eco, and charge, as well as the mode you're currently in. So actually let's put it back to the P, and on our left we do have the status of the battery, but once again without the percentage. This is my personal favorite view. Navigation, unfortunately now, since we are here in the middle of nowhere, there's no map in this place, but when you're driving through the city, you see the beautiful buildings and that looks impressive. Another option is the minimum. Minimum is for example, longer road trips during the night where you don't want any distractions, so you just have your speedometer and yeah, no more, you know, unnecessary information, let's call it like that. You just have the most important ones. And you can also personalize these screens. Personal 1, current information, you have the current, you know, status of the consumption, and you can also get the trip information, stuff like that. So that was the personal 1, and then there is also a personal 2, which has in this case accessories consumption, and energy flow is the same one which you saw on the main screen, but you can also have it here in front of you. And now back to dials, the standard one which you saw. I think they nailed it really with this digital cockpit and with this small steering wheel. This is for your volume, for the voice command, and then with this you actually change the bunch of stuff on the main screen. So this is for your main screen and this is for your digital cockpit, list of stations, and this is for your mobile phone connection. So I think now you get the point, you get all the main functions in here, and it's time to check out the space that I have at the back. And this is your view at the rear bench. Now I must mention this carbon fiber look once again. I am a fan of that. You do have some nice leather actually here, but this is of course some hard plastic. And I love this blue elements once again on the seats. These are your ISOFIX points. And well, yeah, let's actually sit and see this. So I'm 1.87 m, and camera is not focusing. Okay, now it is. So I'm actually, you know, rather comfortable in here. Let's close the door. And for my head, I do have some room still. I'm 1.87 m, so I could be comfortable here. I think they did a good job. I could, you know, survive even the some road trips without problems. So I think they did a good job with that. And you do get the USB-A cables, I believe, here. I would love to see the AC switches here, but we don't have them. Maybe that's an option. And door pockets are pretty good. So overall, I think this is good. And you do get the LED lights on your side. You can actually press them in order to turn them on. See this? Okay. And this is the view on the front. Beautiful design, really. Tell me in the comments, how do you like it? Now off to the probably the most important thing about this car, of course, that is the engine. So let's check it out. Need to pull this lever, and yeah, I'm gonna need to get this done and then I'm gonna be back. And this is the electric motor, electric engine in its full glory. So it's got 136 horsepower as well as 260 Newton meters of torque. It is paired with the 50 kilowatt-hour battery, and that gives you the range of up to 320 kilometers. And in real life, range is actually very good. I can't say the exact number, but I think that yesterday I would manage more than 260 kilometers, which is actually a good number, I think. You see this. What else can I show you about the engine? Well, I can tell you that around 8.5 seconds is the acceleration, and the top speed is 150 kilometers per hour. Of course, electric cars don't have the best top speed, but you will mainly use them in the city, so that's, you know, I think okay. And the battery is of course hidden underneath the seats. You actually get the 8-year warranty for the battery, so no worries whatsoever. And that's it, guys. I showed you most of the details of this car. Also check out my point of view drive to see this car in action. The base price for this is 35,700 euros here in Croatia. And well, yeah, I think we are going into the electric future. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about this car, and would you get the electric one, or you're still more of a traditional buyer and you would go for the, I don't know, diesel or petrol version. That's it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and see you on the next one. Bye bye. The car is also saying you goodbye.